Hi, if you're here, you're stepping into your highest timeline, and I'm here to help you navigate that journey. I'm going to tap in, get a channeled message from Spirit, then I'll pull some cards. We'll go wherever the energy takes us. And if at any point any of this resonates with you, please hit that like button and comment because it really helps me to know who's out there listening and how these resonate. And it also helps you claim that energy. All right, let me get tapped in. Tapping into the collective now, Spirit. Bring forth messages for their highest and greatest good. Remove me. Make me a clear channel for your word. Bring through messages that would resonate, that the collective would go, yes, this message is for me. What message does the collective need in this moment, Spirit? Okay, I'm seeing like a street drummer. Like, it's like maybe like a 3-man drumming band. I don't know if they call them bands, but they're all just like drumming on like a, downtown, those quaint little downtowns that have the streets that no cars go down. There's like these men drumming, and the beat is just very like, like very like anxiety provoking is almost what I want to say. And yeah, I'm getting like you walking by this drumming and you feeling like you can't help but have your nervous system like tap into that drumming. So it's like, you're walking about your day, you leave one store and you come out and you hear this like, and there's just like immediate urgency in your body. And I'm getting that like you are resistant to that. Like you don't like that. Like you were having an easy breezy floaty day and you can't help but acknowledge how much this drumming affects your nervous system, makes you feel like urgent, and like, how music can do. Like if intense music comes on, like we feel intense. If calm music comes on, we feel calm. So like I'm getting that the music doesn't match your experience. The music doesn't match how you feel like you feel. Like that's somebody else's noise. That's somebody else's drama. And you're not trying to hear that. Like that sounds intense and urgent and like anxiety provoking. And I was here listening to like smooth jazz or something in my own head before I walked out, and that I was hit with that. So yeah, I feel like you're like, I got to get out of here. Like that's too much for me. So this very much feels like a message of like, you're finding your peace, and you've done a lot to find your peace, but you're still bombarded with like other people's shit, other people's drama. This could be like your work, your relationships, your family, where like when you're by yourself, or like when you can curate your own environment and you can protect yourself, things are good. But you're getting like hit or bombarded with things that are offensive or assaulting your nervous system, and you're really aware of that, and you're really like, I need to protect myself from that. And you're resistant to that. And honestly, what I want to ask Spirit is, because I know that we're supposed to allow. But then there's times that we're supposed to like protect our energy and what feels good to us. So as this is coming up, I'm getting like that there's a question of like, how do we allow the drummers to have their intense drumming experience and show their art and their craft, while being able to say, that doesn't work for me, not right now. There might be a time and a place that that's appropriate, or that I even like this, but right now, that doesn't work for me. So how do we like allow it without being resistant to it, love it, and also remove ourselves from it? So yeah, I'm really getting this as like, you have found your peace, but you can't help but being invaded by the noise of others, the noise of the world, the drama, the other people's problems. And it's stuff that really like, irks you. Like you can't ignore it. Like, whereas if somebody was playing another song that you just didn't really like, but it was, let's say it's like violin, and like you were neutral about it. For some reason, this drumming is like, oh my gosh, shut the fuck up. Like, and like, so I'm getting that there is something in your life that like, you're feeling like you could have your peace if that was just gone. And that's great. You can do that, but just like, don't do it where I am. So let's pull some cards to see, your role in this and what Spirit really wants us to know about this. What deck, Spirit? Okay, I'm getting Soulful Revolution, Souls on Fire deck. It's this deck. Souls on Fire. Maybe this is like us using our anger and clarity about, nope, that's not going to work for me, to really call something out. Or maybe we either call it out, or maybe we just remove ourselves, get honest with ourselves about like, that isn't going to work, and I need to get that out of my life, and I need to make whatever moves I need to make to cut that out of my life, find peace from that situation. So let's see what Spirit has. What more for this collective, Spirit? I hope you guys are doing great. And I hope you are acknowledging your pain, your nervous system, your system in your body that's saying, this is for you, this is not for you. Okay, let's start with what we've got. So the very first thing out of the deck is the Devil. Okay? And what I'm really getting with this card is you being frustrated. You being frustrated that you have freed yourself from limiting beliefs, from addictions, from you have removed yourself from the noise. Let's say that you're somebody that doesn't listen to the news anymore. You don't listen to social media. You have come to a peaceful place. But I'm getting that like you have people in your life that are just like so immersed in the news, in politics, in their own addictions, in their own ways of being, in their own thought patterns. Like you've done a lot of work to release yourself from these patterns. And now, look, this Divine Feminine is looking at the Divine Masculine, who's still very indoctrinated into the old patterns of the world. Still, this is where his eyes are fixed and her eyes are like, I see how trapped you are. And I'm getting that that's frustrating for you. I'm also getting that you choosing to call that out, you choosing your own peace, caused towers for you and for others. So this cleared a lot of things out of the way, but I'm getting that like you thought that you would choose the right thing. You would choose peace. You would choose calm. And it wasn't. It was like more chaos. And the people that I'm getting in your life that are still very connected to old patterns and old belief systems, I'm getting that actually, with this card, I'm getting that like you're watching them like in their chaos. Look, she's like watching them in their chaos. And she's like, hello, you're in a burning building. Like, you should get out of that burning building. Stop listening to the lies and the betrayals and the codependencies and the addictions and the belief systems that are all false. How do you not see that you're in a burning house? That you're listening to these drums that are causing you anxiety? Like, you should just choose peace. Sit out here. Okay? And I'm getting that you made a choice to choose yourself. The Lovers is a decision, making a decision. And so you chose love. You chose to break free of this, which was like lies, illusion, keeping you small, you're not worth anything, or, just that binding, right? And you chose to be free. You made a decision for you to go free. And now you're like looking at the rest of the world, like, how do they not see that they can just choose peace? They can choose happiness. And you're going towards the sun. This is you like going towards your happiness, going towards your sun, only surrounding yourself with things that make you feel warm and happy and flowy. And you are a little bit frustrated because there's people around you that are just, they don't even see the sun as an option, as an opportunity. So what I'm getting is you were given an opportunity, a very clear like, hey, you can choose. You can choose. And I'm getting this like, is this a lotus down here? I'm really seeing that strong. So what's it? No mud, no lotus. Like, so you've been through a lot. You went through your own mud. You were there with all of them in the burning house. And I'm getting from Spirit, don't forget that you once were up there, okay? So don't be so judgy about the people that are still stuck in the devil, because you were there, right? And Spirit gave you an opportunity to go towards the sun, and you chose yourself. You chose that. You chose love. And now you're seeing the love, like you're seeing it. But I'm getting that you're still quite frustrated that the people around you aren't. And maybe I'm also getting a little bit that you're kind of alone in the love. You're kind of alone in the peace because so many people that you know, or the rest of the world, or your old community is all just kind of stuck there. They're all still in their devil-like energy, running their old patterns, getting sucked in by fear. Okay? So this is a very like, you've chosen to go towards love over fear, but you're just like, how does nobody else see it? What more for this collective, Spirit? All right. So you feel sometimes a little bored. You want to shake the world up a little bit, and you want to say like, get out of the burning building. We can all be in peace and love and happiness. Like, get your heads out of your ass, really, is what I'm feeling. Like, life can be this good, okay? But what I'm also getting is your frustration around this, you're wanting to control other people's experience and timelines and awareness, is actually like slowing down this love opportunity, this pouring of love that you really can offer the world. So here's your opportunity coming in, and you're just like, but nobody else sees the love. Nobody else is getting it. And, but like, that doesn't feel very loving. And I get that Spirit's like, to hold a place of love, you need to accept and love those people that are in a burning building. You need to love those people that are still bound and shackled. You need to understand that, like, it took you a long time. And then you just decided one day you wouldn't want somebody to, when you were in your old limiting beliefs, or you were living in fear, or you were worried, or you were addicted, or you were consuming the news, or like whatever it is, you wouldn't have wanted somebody to be like, you should just choose love. Like, that's a super oversimplistic view, right? So there's something about you turning around and pointing your finger and judging the rest of the world that is blocking you from receiving and feeling love in its truest, fullest form. True love does allow people to have their experience and you to have yours. So if we go back to the channeling, I believe that Spirit is trying to say the drummers can do their drumming, and you can go remove yourself and you can love them for their practice, and you can go be of love and love them from a distance. Okay? So there's no like, you need to shut down, or you should play music that's more appealing to me, or you should. No, it's like allowing everybody to exist exactly where they are, and choosing, protecting yourself. Like, you still need to choose what works for you. So you're not going to sit in a bar with somebody that and enable somebody to drink that you know has a drinking problem. Like, that doesn't, allowing doesn't mean enabling. Allowing just means, I get it. Like, I get why you are choosing this, because I chose this for a very long time. And I'm just choosing now, I'm making a decision to go towards happy. And happy for me doesn't have that music playing. So I'm just going to go be my happy self, be my worthy self, be my peaceful self. Not do or prove, but sit back and receive. And when I could go from that place to not worrying so much about the world or others or their drama or their, just like you disconnected from all of these things that were binding you, just like you did healing work to disconnect from these things, and you disconnected from the news, and you disconnected from the fear-mongering, Spirit's saying disconnect from all the other people that are playing the crazy music and doing the crazy stuff. Okay? You can find people that are already on your path, okay? And it's not your job to drag people along. In fact, that doesn't work very well. So I get the more that you just sit back and be part of this amazing, receptive, divine feminine energy, that is how you will call in that feeling of love for yourself that doesn't make your nervous system fire. Where it will, what's the word I'm looking for? Like quench or extinguish that fire. I'm really getting this fire of like, they need to get out of the fire. They need to go towards happy, go towards peace. They need to make changes. And Spirit's just saying like, that's making you be resistant. So sitting in your power, knowing that you are amazing and incredible, and also giving love to all those people. They're amazing and incredible too. The reason why you're so frustrated that they're not choosing a different way of life is because you know their potential, right? But we don't know why everybody came to this earth. And everybody came in different times, in different lifetimes to learn different things. They might be doing exactly what their blueprint says. Their blueprint might say that they are to be addicted for 20 years before they have this spiritual awakening, and then they become this amazing addiction counselor. And so let it play out. Let them be in a burning building. It's adding to their testimony, okay? And yes, you got to the point where you chose, so let them get to the point where they chose. Let them naturally come to their empress, and then it allows for that big cup of love, that nice, amazing love offering to flow more freely to you and to them. Yeah, I get it. I mean, just in the culture right now, society right now, there's just a lot of like angst and a lot of, I don't watch the news. I really try to just go by what's right outside my window and my experience of the world. And I really am protective of that. But even I just get the collective's energy sometimes, and it makes me feel uneasy. And then I get frustrated that, why are we worried about this? Why do I get frustrated at myself for having a nervous system? So Spirit's saying in this time, instead of judging, instead of trying to blame other people, instead of looking at calling out other people's patterns, notice yours and really keep going to your happy, keep choosing you, and embody that Empress energy, who is a creator. They sit back, they receive, they watch the show, okay? How can you sit back and hold a frequency of love rather than getting pulled or sucked into the game? Because part of that's the frustration, is not pulling me into the freaking fire. So we need to sit back and not be pulled into the fire. You're not my circus, not my monkeys. You're not pulling me into that. Any final advice, Spirit, for the collective? Final advice. Okay. The final advice that I get from Spirit is the Hanged Man. So this is pause or delay in seeing things from another perspective. So thank you, Spirit, because this is a good one. So this is, you're going to hold tight, sit back, go find some, space for yourself, but try to see things in another perspective. Try to see the bad things going on in the world, the things that you're judging a little bit that other people are doing. Try to see it as that's their blueprint, that's their timeline, and the only thing that you are in control of is your blueprint and your timeline. So what you need to do more than ever is go towards your happy, go towards the community, the loving place, new earth that you want to create. And you don't do that by being a judgy, frustrated person, right? The new earth that we want is people that just know their worth, people that choose love, where love runneth over. That is what we want. So how do we, our biggest thing is to get ourselves in a place where we are the cup of love running over. And that means loving everyone. So how can we shift, reframe in our brain the experience of others and what other people are doing and the actions of others as this is all meant to be, this is all meant to happen, this is all happening for Earth's ascension. Really take the time to trust that it's all happening for good. And once you have that perspective, you really sit back. When people are like, oh my gosh, the house is on fire and the whole world is going to shit and it seems like there's so much more fear than there is love on the planet. You're like, well, listen, My perspective is that we are all going towards an ascension. And when we decide to stand up and choose love, when we decide to stand in our power and our truth and understand our worth, yeah, it's going to cause some towers in a world that has been bound by fear, bound by oppression, bound by people not knowing their truth and worth, so allowing themselves to be bound. Right? So of course our whole world is going to fall down and go to shit, because it's like it wasn't built on a sturdy foundation. That's what the tower is. It clears out anything that it wasn't built on a sturdy foundation. And if most of our systems, if Earth herself is like, how this was built ain't going to work for me anymore, then things are going to go to shit. And once you get that perspective, you can rest a little bit easier knowing, you can sit back and pop the popcorn and know, yes, this looks really scary. Yes, this is a crazy circus, but it's all happening for the betterment of Earth. And on the bottom of the deck, which is like what you don't see coming, or your subconscious, is the Four of Wands and Justice. So the Four of Wands is a celebration, a milestone, a ceremony, a graduation. So you are going to see in your lifetime the lights coming on in people's lives. You're going to see people choosing love, choosing better patterns, becoming unbound, because you held your worth. You chose. And so you are leading the way, but you don't lead the way in a way that's like, I did it, so you should do it. It just doesn't feel very inviting. You just do it by just being love, and knowing that it's all working out for all of us. It's all working out for all of us, even if some towers need to happen. So that you're going to see the graduation of a lot of people into the higher timeline, into ascension, and that's going to feel so amazing to you. And don't forget, when people are making those good choices or whatever, don't forget to celebrate that as well, is what I'm hearing. And I'm getting like, this is justice, right? But there needs to be trials and tribulations and all of these crazy things before the scales can balance itself out. Look in this card. It's justice, but it's like a total balancing act, right? Like, and that's how we feel. Like, I think we're going towards New Earth. I think that this thing is right for me. I think that all of these problems are happening for a reason, and it's a good thing. But like, it's very precarious. It's very scary. But what we need to do is make sure that we are not going back and subscribing to that fear, subscribing to the devil, okay? Because in some ways, us looking back and judging people and expecting more of other people is a devil tendency of us. It's a shadow side of us, okay? So get that perspective. Protect yourself where you need to, okay? This is the Seven of Wands. This is standing your ground. So if craziness is happening around you, go ahead, take that space and get the perspective you need so that you can come back to a place of worth, power, receptivity, divine feminine, and you can be the love that the world needs. That's the message. The lighthouse can show you the shore, but you still need to steer the ship. If any of this resonated, or yes, you're having some issues with like incoming chaos, but you're trying to keep your peace and you're trying to be the lighthouse, then please comment down below. And until next message.